He did your desk. He did your desk.
Oh, yeah.
When we did it on mine, we did. Share screen.
There we go. Can you hear me, Mr. Coker?
Can, Your Honor. I will tell you, we're having some camera issues, so I may have to flip my laptop around.
That's fine. I just need to see Sloan Mills. I don't need to see you.
I understand that. I got that.
No offense.
There we go. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Ms. Mills, if I can get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Bertha Marie Mills. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you if that's her signature on that document.
Yes.
And that's the date she made this will, on September 28th of 2017. Did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, she didn't do anything.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Coker.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Mills, you have before you a proof of death and other facts.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to review that?
Yes.
And are all those statements within your personal knowledge and true and correct?
Yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have a notary present, Mr. Coker?
We do.
Okay, go ahead and get her to sign that in her oath and let me know when her proof is notarized, please.
We'll do that.
Here.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Mills, once they notarize the proof of death and other facts, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. Mr. Coker will e-file that proof and your oath with the county clerk. He'll then be able to get you letters testamentary, and those letters are what you're going to use to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate. So I noticed in the will that you're supposed to sell some real estate. You'll do that using the letters testamentary. You'll need to cooperate with Mr. Coker in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother-in-law's estate, because he's going to have 90 days from today to file what's called an inventory appraisement and list of claims with the court, okay?
Okay.
All right, I know he'll do a good job of guiding you through the rest of the process.
Oh, yes.
Your Honor, those documents have been notarized.
All right, the order is signed, and Mr. Coker, y'all let us know if you need anything else. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Now, let's see here. Mr. Sanders, Jennifer Nichols. I just signed a motion to transfer venue this morning. Says it's self-approved, but then it has Francis out to the side.
Well, this is a substitution from Alan to Jennifer.
Yeah, I
Came
just
in
signed that
yesterday.
this morning.
Oh, you did?
Is that another copy of it? Yeah, I'd already signed it. It should be in there on my stack.
Okay. That was part of it.
Oh. There it is. Hey, Judge, I was trying to make my pretty face show up on this thing.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry. I was having a little, the technical difficulty is called user error.
Yes, I run into that quite frequently. Go ahead, and somebody want to tell me what's going on in this, so I don't have to read the whole thing. It's the ancillary probate. He left a will dated 2005. Is Francis the applicant?
No, sir. Alan was the applicant and Jennifer is substituting in for Alan. I represent the surviving spouse. And we were joined in the beginning when it appeared it was going to be contested, but it's not. So.
Okay, so is it Jolanda or Yolanda?
Yolanda, can you hear
Ms.
us?
Nichols, you're muted.
Should be fine.
You gotta take your mute button off, Ms. Nichols. Okay, I don't see the picture of Miss Allison.
Yes.
All I see is her name and she's muted on here.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Ms. Allison, you'll need to unmute yourself, and you'll also need to, you see a little red microphone at the bottom left of your screen, which you'll need to touch and unmute. And then below that to the bottom left, you should be able to move your finger along the screen if you have a touch screen. And there should be a camera with a line through it, which you should touch to allow video. And Ms. Nichols, you're still muted.
Jennifer Nichols, you got to unmute. Oh, wait, Judge here, she's saying I'm having speaker issues with audio. So
I see it. The host will not let me unmute is what it says.
I asked her.
She says, the host says she's asked her.
She should be on. It looks like
I'm
it's
gonna try again.
Okay, IT department will be here shortly. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the next case and then I'll come right back to you.
All right, thank you, Judge. I'll be on standby.
All right, thank you. McCall. Okay, JT Haynes is a AAL. Two correct completions, correct completion, no unknown heirs.
It's actually, sorry.
He does.
Yes, sir. So I'm doing first.
We're gonna do Ross. Okay, Judge McCall, we're planning on doing Ross first. Is that who you have in your office?
Mr. Nagel has an appointment with his cardiologist, and we were gonna try to get him in and out of here as quick as we could, if that's okay.
Let me look here real quick.
And if you need me
Okay.
to, we can swap them out if you need me to.
Okay, so the attorney ad litem on this one is going to be Mr. Oxford.
That's correct.
Hello,
Good morning.
I get my video going.
There he is.
All right.
Okay, it
I
looks
had these
like,
headphones in. Sorry.
okay, so you have Cody Estep and Charles Nagel, Kirsten Landry and Moises Rubio?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, if you could each raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, go right ahead, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Cody Eastwood, is that correct? Your mother was Catherine Nagel,
Yes,
and she passed away on November the 28th of 2019.
that's correct.
And you and your stepfather have filed application to determine heirship because she didn't have a will, is that correct?
That's correct.
And she was married 3 times, divorced twice, but she was married to your stepdad, Charles Nagel, at the time she passed away.
Correct.
And of those 3 marriages, she only had 1 child, is that correct?
That is correct.
And you were the only child?
Yes, sir.
And you and your stepdad, Mr. Nagel, are the only heirs to her estate.
Correct.
And you filed swearing to that effect.
Correct.
And all that information is true and correct.
It is.
And we've gone over the proof of death and other facts before coming in today to do this here.
Yeah,
And all that information is true and correct.
it is.
And can you state your name for the record?
Charles Nagel.
Okay, you've heard the questions I've asked of your stepdaughter.
Yes,
And
correct.
is all that information true and correct?
Correct.
And you've reviewed your proof of death and other facts, is that correct?
That's correct.
And that information is true and correct?
Correct.
Okay. Your name is Moses Rubio?
This is Rubio.
Okay. And we had an opportunity to talk about the marital and family history of Catherine Nagel, is that correct?
Yes,
And your affidavit before coming in today to give your testimony.
yes,
And all that information is true and correct?
yes.
And can you state your name for the record?
Kirsten Landry.
Okay, Ms. Landry, you also reviewed your affidavit concerning the marital and family history of Ms. Nagel?
Yes.
And all that information is true and correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, I've read your report, Mr. Oxford. Do you have any questions?
No, I just want to make clear, I did not talk to Mr. Nagel, who is the co-applicant, but I did talk to the witnesses Friday and Saturday. And by way of reference, both Mr. Rubio and Miss Landry have knew the decedent their whole life. And neither one of them are in any way related to her. And they both verify that Miss Estep is the sole child of the decedent for her lifetime.
Very good. All right, if you'll get them to sign their proofs, please, Judge McCall.
I'll go ahead and sign. I'm gonna go ahead and question them as for on the administration, Your Honor.
Yes.
Ms. Instep, you and your dad have, since y'all are the only heirs to the estate, y'all have agreed that you and Mr. Nagel are going to serve as co-independent administrators, is that correct?
It is.
And you file an application with the court requesting that the court approve that application.
That's correct.
And you and your stepdad are not in any way disqualified from serving as independent administrators.
No, we're not.
I'll just y'all to go ahead and both sign your oaths if you will.
Mr. Oxford, you may be excused if you wish to be.
Okay, well, thank you. It's nice meeting all y'all, and I'm very sorry about your loss.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rockford. Thought about you this morning, Judge.
Sir?
I thought about you this morning.
Uh-oh.
Get the key in my door to open my office, and I was trying to balance my coffee cup at the same time while I was trying to get that key in there, and
Sounds like you needed a cup of coffee earlier.
All right, when I sign the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration of the estate, then Mr. McCall will be able to get you letters of administration from the county clerk that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. You will need to make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother and late wife's estate, because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court. But otherwise, I know he'll do a good job of guiding you through the process. So everybody notarized?
she's working on the last one, Your Honor. She's, oh. Yeah, she's got it, Your Honor.
All right, the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration are signed. If you'll go next to the Ross estate, please, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, there. We'll get back together and do.
You can just leave that anywhere. Yes, it is. Yes, thank you so much. Okay.
So you can sit here.
All right, are you Deborah Mentor, Swindell Trahan, and Tori LaGrone?
How are you doing, Judge?
Great. All right, if I can get y'all to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Deborah K. Mentor, is that correct?
Yes.
Your mother was Barbara Ann Ross,
Yes.
and she passed away on October 6th of 2017, is that
Yes.
correct? And she didn't have a will when she passed away.
No.
And you filed an application to determine heirship for her estate. And she was actually married 4 times, twice to the same guy?
Yes.
Okay, but she only had 1 child out of those 4 marriages,
Yes.
and that was you?
Mhm.
Okay, and you had an opportunity to review this proof of death and other facts before coming in today
Yes.
to give your testimony, and all that information is true and correct?
Yes.
And you're requesting that the court approve your application to determine heirship and sign a judgment showing that you're the sole heir of her estate, is that correct?
Yes.
Your name is Tony LaGrone, is that correct?
Uh-huh.
And we've had an opportunity to review that affidavit before coming in here today.
Sir,
And you're familiar with the marital and family history of Ms. Ross,
I am.
and all that information is true and correct?
Yes, sir.
And the same thing for you, your name is Swindell Trahan?
Yes.
And we reviewed that affidavit before coming in today,
We did.
and all that information is true and correct?
Yes.
We'll get y'all to go ahead and sign those, or.
Any questions of these witnesses, Mr. Haynes?
I don't, Your Honor, but thank you.
All right, I've read your report, I've signed your order, and no questions. You may be excused if you wish, Mr. Haynes.
Thank you, Judge.
Take
Thank you,
care.
Travis.
Thank you. Yes,
What is today?
I should know that.
Okay, 29. I didn't look at my phone.
Anniversary.
Uh-oh,
Oh, no.
we gotta do something good.
I'm so busy, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Have to make up for it somehow.
Well, I'm sure it's not your first one.
I forgot this year.
Poor Jimmy. Me and my-
Did we go ahead and ask the questions on the administration, Your Honor?
Yes, please go right ahead.
Okay, you've also filed an application to name yourself as the independent administrator of your mother's estate,
Yes.
because you're the only heir. And, you're not disqualified in any way as serving as the independent administrator.
Yeah.
And you're asking that the court approve that application and sign an order, to the effect of naming you as the independent administrator.
Yes.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Let's sign this.
I think it's French Village Road is in Jefferson County.
Yes, Your Honor.
All these ones that name Winnie are
That
confused.
Winnie addresses on a lot of stuff in Hampshire. My son bought my great grandparents' old home place, and it is within a couple of 100 yards of the caution light in Hampshire, and it has a Winnie address. Right in the center of Hampshire.
Debbie has a Winnie, address.
Yeah.
I live in Hampshire.
Right, that's what he's
Yeah.
talking about. Prince
Yeah,
George Road.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Minner, once everything is notarized, I'll sign the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration of your mother's estate. Judge McCall will file your proofs with the county clerk. He'll then be able to get you letters of administration. You can use those letters to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate if you need to deal with financial institutions, real estate title companies, insurance companies, anything like that.
Okay.
Please make sure that you cooperate with Judge McCall in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Okay.
Everything's been signed and notarized, Your Honor.
All right, everything's signed on our end. And I hope everything goes well. Let's see, you have one more, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and that'd be Aina.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you didn't bring me a self-proved one this morning. What's wrong with you? That's three not self-proved.
That's the shortest will I've ever seen in my life.
The next one.
You been doing okay, Judge Brannick?
How are you?
I'm good. I was
Wonderful.
telling, I sure miss our, remember when I used to work at Baptist and we would do our commitment hearings? Do y'all still do those?
Oh, yes. Fred's doing most of them, but yeah, unfortunately, it's still active.
Well, it needs to be, so have a
You
great
take care
day.
of yourself. It's great to see you.
You too.
Wiggly, Gross, and Haycraft. Okay, Debbie Wiggly is signed on, but I don't see Barbara Gross.
She's on an iPad. I want to talk to her.
Okay, Ms. Wiggly, you need to enable video.
I'm here.
Is that Ms. Gross?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you need to enable video bottom left-hand side, both of you and Ms. Wiggly need to enable video.
John Daniel, Morgan, come and help me. Okay,
Well, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So am I good?
Yes, you're good, Ms. Wiggly.
Thank you.
I need to enable video. He said bottom
Okay,
left.
down- If you move your finger along the bottom left side of your screen, it should pull up.
There it
you-
is. There it is. Sorry,
I see you, Barbara.
I'm just new at this.
Okay, are you Glenn Haycraft?
I am.
Okay, and you are Barbara Gross and Debbie Wiggly, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, Your
Yes, sir.
Honor.
Okay, get y'all to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I do.
Okay, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Evelyn Aina. Do y'all recognize that as being her handwriting?
Yes, Your Honor.
I do.
I do.
And Mr. Haycraft, she says in this will that she leaves her home and all of her possessions to her son Clint. Are you her only son, Clint?
I'm her only son.
Okay. And so, Ms. Wiggly and Ms. Gross, y'all have been provided with statements relating to the proof of handwriting of Miss Aina?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so y'all can attest to the fact that that is in fact her handwriting?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that
Yes,
is
Your
her
Honor.
signature on there?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Judge McCall.
As far as you know, she never revoked that will.
No.
Okay, and we had an opportunity to review this proof of death and other facts before coming in today to do your hearing,
Yes,
and all this information is true and correct.
yes.
I'm gonna just go ahead and sign that.
Okay, so, Mr. McCall, since you have, two other witnesses that are gonna have to do their proofs, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off and go to the next hearing, okay?
Okay, and I'll get those scanned and e-file with the court as quick as we can, and then we can work on getting our letters after that. Is that correct?
That sounds great. Thank you, ladies, for showing up today. We appreciate your time.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Go back to Ms. Nichols.
Yes, her audio is working.
Okay, we're looking for Ms. Nichols, Ms. Bethay, and Ms. Allison.
All right. And Judge, I'm here on standby since I was, here earlier. And if the court, has any questions, or for counsel, I'm available for whatever you folks need.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders.
Welcome.
Hey,
Good morning.
morning, how are you?
Wonderful. Let's see.
Good morning. Appreciate your patience with my audio issues.
All right. All right. Ms. Allison, if I can get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Allison, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Larry Ray Jones. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes.
I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes. Yes, sir, it is.
And after the date he made this will on April 12th of 2005, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
All right, go right ahead. Whoever's going to talk. Ms. Nichols?
Yes, Judge. Now, Miss Allison, I have sent to you a proof of death and other facts this morning. And in fact, we modified that proof of death and other facts to correct the date of the will. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that modification was to reflect that the date of the will is April, I believe, 11th, 2005. Is that correct?
April 12th.
April 12th. Okay. But with that modification, have you reviewed that proof of death and other facts in its entirety?
Yes, I have.
And is it the information contained therein within your personal knowledge?
Yes,
And is it true and correct?
that is correct. Yes, it is.
Now, Judge, there is not a notary present with Yolanda at this time, but we ask that you allow her to sign her proof of death and other facts in front of a notary, and we will e-file that later.
That sounds great. Okay, Ms. Allison, so what's going to happen is you're going to make arrangements with Ms. Nichols to sign your proofs and your oath. She'll then e-file those with the court. When she does that, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing letters to be issued to you, and she'll guide you through the rest of the process. But you'll need to make sure that you cooperate with her in getting her a listing of the assets of your father's estate so that she can prepare an inventory within 90 days of the date I sign the order, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Thank you, and let me know if y'all need anything further.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay, so, Mr. Gregory, does he have just one?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Gregory. You have Ms. McDaniel and Ms. Dolphine both with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if I could get them both in the picture, and you can stand out to the side of the picture, Mr. Gregory.
I don't know what just happened to my computer, but my screen has gone white. You can give me just a moment to reconnect. I appreciate
There we go.
everybody.
Yep. Yeah, he said it's not bad.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, if I could get you both to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God? All right, y'all are going to need to speak up a little bit. Okay, if you could put the camera back on them, please, Mr. Gregory.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to open up what purports to be the last will and testament of Paul McDaniel. Do y'all recognize that as being his will?
Yes, yes.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you if that's his signature on that document.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, and let's see. Ms. Dolphine, were you present on the date that he made this will?
Not the real one. I signed the proof of the signature at the end.
I could not hear her. She faded in.
Did you witness signing the will? Yes. Yes, sir.
I'm going to go to the attestation page of the will and ask you, is that your signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Gregory.
Okay. We'll start with before this hearing started today, did you have
Yes, sir.
Is it true?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm going to have her go ahead and sign that. And Ms. Dolphin, in front of you, I've got proof of the, first by the witness. Did you read over that before today?
Yes, I did.
And is it?
Yes, it is.
If you said something to me, Mr. Gregory, I didn't hear you. You have to speak into the camera in order for me to hear you. I did hear you asking the witnesses questions.
Okay, I asked the witness whether or not she read over the proof by subscribing witness. What was your answer?
Yes, I did.
He's
shaking his head now.
Yeah, Mr. Gregory, you'll have to stand behind them in order for me to hear you.
I will do that.
I did hear you ask Mrs. McDaniel if she'd read the proof of death and other facts and if everything contained therein was true and correct. And I did hear you ask Ms. Dolphin if the proof by subscribing witness was true and correct. So we've got that.
Ms. Dolphin, would you respond to the court and let them know whether the proof by subscribing witness is true and correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so, Your Honor, may I have Ms. McDaniel sign the oath?
Please.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay.
Let me know when the proof, both the proofs are notarized, please.
Okay, the witnesses are signing their names as we speak.
Yes.
Today's the 29th. Your Honor, the oath of office and the proof of death have been notarized by me. And I think we are done.
All right, Mrs. McDaniel, I have just signed the order admitting Mr. McDaniel's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary, which Mr. Gregory will get for you from the county clerk's office that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. Please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate so that he can prepare and file an inventory within 90 days. But other than that, I hope everything goes well. And Ms. Dolphin, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all take care now.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Quigley.
He has two, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Which one he wants to do first.
Heinen and Eastman. This is the one. Heinen.
I think it's generous of you to feel sorry for him since it's your house that got damaged.
Well, I know, but he had to, everybody was thinking he could do something and did he
Good
get?
morning, Mr. Quigley.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good. Are you going to go with Heinen or Eastman first?
Why don't we go with Eastman? That way, Ms. Zampini won't have to worry about what she's going to do next.
Where is Miss Zampini from?
Grows.
Well, we always let people from Jefferson County go first. Mr. Eastman's from Houston.
Oh. Beating me up.
Okay, I'm finishing looking over everything. Good morning, Mr. Eastman.
Good morning, sir.
All right, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the true self you got?
I do.
All right, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Frank A. Eastman. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna go back to the signature page. And ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes, sir, it is.
And after the date that he made this will, which was on January 23rd of 2019, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Quigley.
Mr. Eastman, I understand you've read the proof of death and other facts, and to the best of your knowledge, everything in there is true and correct. Is that right? Yes, sir, it is. Very well. That's all we have, Your Honor.
All righty. All right, Mr. Eastman, so you're gonna make arrangements to sign that proof of death and other facts in your oath and get those back to Mr. Quigley. He'll e-file those with the county clerk. I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing letters testamentary for you. And I hope everything goes well. Let us know if there's any other way we can help.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Y'all have a great week.
Y'all too.
All right.
At a rehearsal.
Yeah.
The reason we took so long to get to you, Mr. Quigley, is the first 5 cases were all not self-proven.
I figured that was the case.
All right, Mrs. Zampini, if I get you to raise your right hand, please.
Okay.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Alice Elizabeth Hannon. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir.
And is that her signature on that document?
Yes, sir, it is.
And after the date she made this will on January 9th of 1980, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
41 years ago. All right, go right ahead.
Ms. Zampini, I understand you've read this proof of death and other facts, and to the best of your knowledge, everything in there is true and correct. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Very well. That's all we have, Your Honor.
And I take it, Harry Hannon Jr. predeceased Ms. Hannon, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, go right ahead and sign that and let me know when it's notarized, Mr. Quigley.
I will do that. Now, go ahead and sign your oath here.
Okay.
The testimony is signed and notarized, Judge.
All right, Mrs. Zampini, I've signed the order admitting your mother's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. I know Mr. Quigley's going to do a great job of guiding you through the process, but if you please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate, because he has 90 days from today to file an inventory with the court. But otherwise, I hope everything goes well. I know he'll show you the ropes and let us know if there are any questions. Y'all have a great week.
You too. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Burnson. O'Neill Jensen, self-proven. Are you Terry Stanley?
I am Terry. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I take it I'm intruding on your time because I see behind you on the thing that you're getting ready for bow season.
Trying to, yeah.
All right, if I get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Stanley, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Jo Nell Jensen. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you, is that her signature on that document?
Yes, it is.
And after the date she made this will on August 15th of 2016, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No.
Okay, go right ahead, Ms. Burnson.
Hey, Mr. Stanley, I have sent you a proof of death and other facts that we discussed. It just restates the probate application. Have you had a chance to read that document?
Yes.
Okay, and everything is true and correct in that document to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and I've instructed you to make arrangements after the hearing to go get the proof of death and then the oath signed before a notary, and then I will e-file them. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
That's all I have.
Sounds great. All right, Mr. Stanley, you'll get those back to Ms. Burnson. She'll e-file those with the county clerk. I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. You'll need to cooperate with Ms. Burnson because once I sign the order admitting the will to probate, you'll have 90 days from that date to file an inventory of the assets of your, I guess that's your aunt?
Yes, sir.
Aunt's estate. With the court, but otherwise I know Ms. Burnson will be ready to answer any questions you have and guide you through the process. So I hope everything goes well and let us know if there's any way we can help.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Well,
you.
take care.
Thanks.
Mr. Peterson? Good morning, Mr. Peterson.
Good morning, Judge. How are you, sir?
Hey, where's Janie Carr? Okay.
Morning.
Good morning. Ms. Carr, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Carr, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Donald Ray Coleman Sr. Do you recognize that as being his will?
I do. Yes.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes, sir. It is.
And after the date he made this will on September 7th of 2006, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir. He did not.
Go right ahead, Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Carr, I want to show you a document, proof of death and other facts. You reviewed this document?
Yes.
Are the statements in this document true and correct?
Yes.
Okay. Sign your full name there.
You have a notary present, Mr. Peterson?
Okay.
Okay, let me know when her proof is notarized, please.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Carr, what's going to happen is once your proof and your oath are notarized and filed with the clerk, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign the order admitting the will to probate. But once Mr. Peterson files those documents with the clerk, he'll be able to get letters testamentary for you. And the letters are what you're going to use to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate. So if you need to deal with real estate title companies, insurance companies, financial institutions, you'll be able to do that using your letters. You'll need to make sure you cooperate with Mr. Peterson in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate, because you're going to have 90 days from today's date to file an inventory with the court. And Mr. Peterson will assist you with that. And I got to say, I have never heard of Mashed O Street.
Oh, it's a cattle brand,
Oh,
cattle brand,
okay.
after a cattle brand. Mhm.
Where is it?
It's in the north end, off of Brickyard Road, which led.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very good.
The Concord and Brickyard, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, have you got it notarized?
We do. We have that notarized, and we've got the oath here for you to, you've reviewed the oath. This is your promise to the court to take care of business. So if you'll sign that.
You got interrogatories on the next one.
Yes.
I've signed the order, and Mr. Peterson, let us know if there's any other way we can help, but I hope y'all have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. You too, Judge.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, I just had to unmute myself. I think you must have kicked me off too.
I have a computer login. Out again.
Mr. Fowler, who also has a hearing today, is in Frank Adams' office.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll do him then.
Yeah, I was trying to get the same stupid thing twice, didn't help. Pull this down, maybe you can see that. There. Yeah, you can see you now, just see it.
Looking through the interrogatories, Mr. That's good. Okay, let me see the other set. Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, we resent the death certificate, Your Honor, this morning again, and they weren't getting it. It's a port off 17 and a half back. It's when we shrunk it down and they've got it downstairs now finally.
I've got it. Okay, I've reviewed the interrogatories. Is this Ms. Burris with you?
Yeah,
If you raise your right hand, please.
it's Ms. Elizondo. I'm sorry, the other witness. Got two.
If you both raise your right hands. Ms. Burris, I cannot see your right hand. You'll need to move in. Okay, do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Mr. O.T. Wallace, Jr. Do y'all recognize that as being his will?
Yes.
And I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes.
After the date he made this will on August 11th of 2016, are you aware of his ever having changed it or revoked it? So go right ahead, Mr. Adams.
Okay, you're Sheila Elizondo, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And at the time you witnessed, and you're a witness to Mr. O.T. Wallace Jr.'s will, is that correct?
That's correct.
And at the time you actually were a branch manager of the bank and actually knew Mr. Wallace, is that right?
Yes.
And you and the other witness who was Ms. Morales, who was assistant branch manager, both witnessed his will, is that correct?
That's correct.
And he acknowledged it to be his last will in front of you.
Yes.
And at the time, actually, you could have notarized it. You were a notary and are familiar with documents and signing documents. And I'd ask you to sign here, Sheila Elizondo, to that effect. That's an affidavit. I think she did interrogatories too, both of them, Your Honor. And this is her live testimony. Acknowledge it. I've got Connie Little's going to acknowledge it, Your Honor. See it, Your Honor.
You all done?
Yes.
Mr.
No, I've got, I'm sorry, I got Phyllis Burris. Yeah. You're Phyllis Burris and you were named as independent executor of this will, is that correct?
Yes.
And this morning we went over, and I think before, all of this proof of facts, and you've read it, right?
Yes.
Is everything in this proof of facts true and correct?
Yes.
And there's nothing to prohibit you that you're aware of to act as the independent executrix of Mr. Wallace's estate. Yeah, and his son's consented to this to his lawyer yesterday, I think. I'm gonna get you to sign this, and then this is your oath. And you will comply with the oath and comply with the will, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sign these and we'll get Ms. Little to take your acknowledgement. Yeah. After she signs it. Yeah, here's the oath, Your Honor.
All righty.
And then this is the proof of facts, both things.
All right, Ms. Burris, Ms. Burris, I've signed the order admitting the will to probate. And also, Mr. Adams signed the agreed order relating to the withdrawal of the earlier will. If you need anything else, give me a holler. I hope everything goes well. Thank you all for appearing here today.
I appreciate it. Oh, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Derek Fowler has a hearing with you, and he's gonna use my computer.
Tell him to come on in.
He's here right now.
Yeah, bring him in.
Yeah, I didn't think you were aware that he was on mine. Yeah, come on, Derek.
Judge, I didn't mean to skip line. That wasn't our intent. It was just to be a little more efficient.
That's okay. No problem. All right, buddy, if I can get you to raise your right hand, Martin. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause shall be the truth, so help you God? Okay, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Frances Anna Holmes. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that her signature on that document?
Yes, it is.
After the day she made this will on January 13th of 2016, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, she did not.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Fowler.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, I just have 3 quick questions. Mr. Holmes, have you read the proof of death and other facts?
Yes, I did.
Are they true and correct?
Yes, they are.
Is there anything that would prevent you from executing your oath of executive?
No.
No, Father, Your Honor.
All right, you got a notary there, so go ahead and have him sign the proof and let me know when it's notarized, please.
Not yet. Are you ready for the oath to be signed also, sir?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
I only require that the proof be notarized because you can't get the letters until you file the notarized oath. So for my purposes, the proof is enough.
Yes, sir.
But so you've got that. So I have signed the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue them letters testamentary. And if y'all need anything else, please feel free to call me and we'll help any way we can.
Yes,
I hope
sir.
y'all have a great rest of your week and y'all take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so you won't, you have to get that.
It looks like Mr. Townsend. Okay, this is a success. Good morning, Mr. Townsend.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, so this is the successorship because of Mickey's death, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bro, if you'll raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, Mr. Townsend, since the will's already been admitted to probate, I'm not going to ask him to identify it. So if you'll just go ahead and get it with him on the proof.
Sure. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bro, I have in front of you a statement of facts. Have you had a chance to read that?
Yes.
Is everything in that true and correct?
That is correct.
And you're asking the court to appoint you as the successor executor of Mr. Locke's estate, correct?
Correct.
And if so appointed, I have in front of you the oath. You agree to be bound by this oath?
I do.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
All right, if you'll let me know when it's notarized, please.
Go ahead and sign.
You want me to do
Oh, she's gonna take care of it. The proof has been notarized, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bro, I've signed the order appointing you as successor independent executor of Mr. Locke estate. And I hope everything goes well. If you need anything, Mr. Townsend, please feel free to call me. Hope y'all have a good
that? Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we got Mr. Dowden. Everything's no, Mr. Samuels is not self.
That's a testimony.
Okay, now Judge may be a little annoyed with us because our Bulldogs beat his Indians Friday night.
Yeah.
And, so,
I don't think I have this hearing today.
Philip and I were giving Shay Rhodes a hard time about it yesterday. We've tried to be graceful in victory. Now, Tina, which one? It says start my video.
Yes.
Okay, so click that. Now, come on. Why can't I? There it is. Oh, now, whoops. Okay, here we go. Now he's gonna want to see you, not me, and ask you to raise your right hand and be sworn and identify the will. Oh, is
Good
it?
morning, Ms. Lindsay.
Good morning.
All right, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth you got?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Alan James Lindsay. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on
Yes.
that document?
Yes.
And after the date he made that will on December 2nd of 1980, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Dowden.
Thank you, Judge. You're Rebecca Ann Lindsay, right?
Yes.
And Ms. Lindsay, you're the widow of the decedent Alan James Lindsay. Is that true?
Yes.
And I understand that Mr. Lindsay passed away on or about March 19th of 2021. Is
Yes.
that right? Have you had an opportunity, Ms. Lindsay, prior to the hearing, we went over the proof of death and other facts that we're
Right.
filing with the court. Everything in that document is within your knowledge and true and correct.
Yes.
Right. Also, we went over your oath of as an independent executor that you promised Judge Brannick you'll take care of the affairs of your husband's estate to the best of your ability. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Would you please, ma'am? Judge, that's all we have. We'll have her sign with your permission.
Yes, let me know when it's notarized,
Yes,
please.
sir. All righty.
What's today, the 29th?
Tino
Okay.
date that for you.
Ms. Bradley.
Okay, Judge, we're signed and notarized.
All right, Ms. Lindsay, I have signed the order admitting Mr. Lindsay's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. I know Mr. Dowden will do a great job of guiding you through the process. I'm so very sorry for your loss, and I hope everything goes. Let us know if you need anything. Have a
Thank
great
you,
week.
Judge. Have a good day. Thanks, Judge. Okay, so.
That didn't last long.
There you go.
It's not showing me.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me?
See you, Ms. Bradley, but I cannot see you.
There I am.
There you are. All right. Are you Ms. Castellanos?
Yes, sir.
And let me see here, 1 second. Were you previously known as Leanne Richburg?
Yes, sir. That's my maiden name.
Okay. All right, if you raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth to help you God.
Yes, sir. I swear.
I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Norman Jackson Jack Slagle. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes.
And I'm going to go to signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and after the date he made this will on July 2nd of 2007, did he ever change it or revoke it?
Not to my knowledge. No, sir.
All right, go right ahead, Ms. Bradley.
Leanne, you have in front of you the proof of death and other facts,
Yes, ma'am.
and you've had an opportunity to review that.
I did. Yes. Thank you.
And is everything, all the statements contained in that document true and correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to appoint you over the testator's estate?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, she doesn't have a notary present, so she's going to have those notarized and we'll submit them to the court.
All right, so you're going to go to a notary, get those documents notarized, return them to Ms. Bradley. She's going to e-file those with the county clerk. When she does that, I'll sign the order admitting your stepfather's will to probate, authorizing the county clerk to issue letters that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. And you'll need to make sure that you cooperate with Ms. Bradley in getting her a listing of the assets to the estate, because she's going to have 90 days from the date I sign the order to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Okay.
All right, I hope everything goes well. Ms. Bradley, let me know if you need anything else.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Leanne.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're going to go to Mr. Samuel, testimony only.
Yes, because the county clerk's office. Yes.
Didn't do the one. Good morning, Mr. Rojas. I cannot hear you, Mr. Rojas. It does not show you as being muted. I wonder if your volume is down.
How is that? Still
Very
mellow?
good.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Samuel.
Morning, Your Honor. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. So you have with you today Janetta Bowles, Carla Trim, and Jean Hayes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, if I could get you to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call to be the truth to help you God? Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, we have Ms. Bowles. Ms. Bowles, you are the applicant in this probate. Is that correct?
Yes,
And everything in the application was true and correct?
yes,
And you've also presented you with the proof of death and other facts. Is that correct?
yes,
Have you had an opportunity to review this?
yes,
Is everything in this document true and correct?
yes, it is.
Would you like me to have all this signed later or go through the testimony first, Your Honor?
You can have them sign later, Mr. Samuels, because we're still waiting on the clerk to issue the citation and for the citation to run, so I can't sign the order today anyway. So go ahead and ask them the questions and you can get them notarized afterward and e-file those. And as soon as the clerks had the citation run, I'll sign the orders, okay?
Great, Your Honor, great. Okay, and Ms. Bowles, you've had an opportunity to read the oath of the administrator, is that correct?
Yes,
And you do solemnly swear that you will follow the law in administering the estate?
yes,
And as far as Ms. Hayes and Ms. Trim, I've given each one of you the affidavit concerning the facts of heirship. Is that correct?
yes,
Is everything in the document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes,
And what about you?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, questions, Mr. Rojas?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, I read your report and I will sign that order. But as soon as we get your orders, Mr. Samuels, I'll sign the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing letters of administration. Let me know or give me a call if you need anything else, Mr. Samuel. I appreciate you ladies showing up today to be witnesses, and I hope y'all have a great week and take care of yourself.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Rojas.
Yes, sir.
Where's Mr. Rojas's order?
The submitted one.
Okay, you might ask him to submit.
No.